Number 2 in our Caroline Pineda is with the head man of the Memphis Showboats and head coach Todd Haley.
Coach, last week you beat the league's final undefeated team. You've now won 2 straight. What's been the key to this recent success?
Just the guys sticking together, trusting the process, working hard. Just what always leads to success in pro football. You got to do those things. And despite some negativity, you got to continue to keep doing those things and good things happen.
Today you face the top defense in the USFL. How do you win this matchup?
Well, they're a physical group. We gotta match or exceed their physicality. I think if we do that, we'll have a chance. Still have to protect the football. You got to take it away. You got to do the things we've been doing to give ourselves some success.
Thanks, Coach. Jack?
Caroline, Coach, thank you very much. And Todd Haley, how about this? Even some time. Cam Jordan getting the mascots ready. Goes over and he's dapping up every mascot.
Lock in, lock in. Look, if mascot's ready, he's ready. Take
it to the Showboats with the cap, and now all of a sudden you see the Pirate. He's like, yo, hold up, Coach. Give me some of that love.
You can't forget. You can't forget to show love. If you're gonna give love to everybody, give love to everyone.
You sure have to. And on the other sideline, you got Ray Horton, 3-time Super Bowl champion as a player twice. He did that as a coach as well. And now it's a slow start with this group, but now they're becoming one of the best teams in the North Division. A win today, they could take the lead in that division. Of course, one of the early games of this week number 6. So if you want a little action before the Preakness, his Maulers, they are the favorite by 2.5 points. Over-under set at 41.5. And there's a pretty good crowd on hand as well today. Saturday afternoon, they got the carnival right outside. I saw the big Ferris wheel on the way in.
Somebody got to be hunting for a turkey leg after this win.
It's a Saturday party. So Memphis won the toss and will receive. Chris Blewett will send it deep, and Derek Dillon is back deep to receive. And Dillon has a ton of speed out of LSU. Dillon from the 13. With a nice lane, you see that speed as he crosses the 45-yard line, now the 50, and he is stopped up at the 37, so set up perfectly on the first possession of the game.
Derek Dillon took that ball. He got a little gritty. I mean, he saw his lane, he hit it hard, but just not beyond that. He broke what, 1, 2 tackles, made him miss. There was a second where he saw a little bit of daylight.
And Dillon was on that LSU national championship team back in 2019 with Joe Burrow, Justin Jefferson, Jamar Chase. Ran that 4.29 at his pro day. And you get to see that speed right off bat. Cole Kelly gets the start at quarterback and gives here. Trying to gain the edge is Jawan Washington, who is stopped up, just trying to fight to get back to the line of scrimmage. And let's meet the Showboats offense. So Vinny Papali has become their star on the outside. You know Mark Wahlberg? You ever watch the movie Invincible, Cam Jordan?
Yeah,
Mark Wahlberg
of course.
Played his dad, and of course his dad, Vince, he comes to all these games sitting right up there in the stands cheering on his son, Vinny, who is known for his toughness in that slot receiver position. Now Kelly goes play action, plenty of time, gonna pull it down and run, and Kelly breaks loose, and he's going to set up a third and very manageable for Memphis.
I'll say he doesn't do it often, but when he does escape the pocket, he does go forward. He's not looking to extend the plays outside the pocket. It's all the way in the middle, in between those tackles.
6'7", 250 pounds, and he started the last 3 games, 2-1 as a starter. Actually caught Coach Haley's attention in the opening scrimmage, led him to a late touchdown and then the game-winning field goal drive. I said, this guy's got some gamer to him, and he has earned the starting role throughout the course of the season. Kelly over the middle, and Kelly has that first down. Did the ball pop out, or was he down first? They're going to say that it's incomplete. He was right there on the line. It's McDaniel, and unable to hang on. It'll be a 4th and 2. Do you want to go for it early? It appears Memphis will.
I say you have Reuben Foster in the middle, and he's bringing heat. Coming from University of Alabama, had a stint over at the Niners, and now he's here. All his defense is right. Cole Kelly found McDaniel, but you have Reuben Foster filling that ball. Yeah, ball definitely came out.
So now a 4th and 2, and Todd Haley has been aggressive, stays aggressive, and he's loved this play call. He goes with that quarterback draw. You get the big body moving downhill, and good things happen. Tizino made the tackle, but first Cole Kelly has that first down.
So hard to defend. You have a 6'7" Cole Kelly bringing it up, selling the pass, and of course he escapes up the middle for ample yards. You're going to get that first down.
So 2 rushes for 16 yards for Cole Kelly. Kelly thought about the screen, didn't like what he saw, came back late across the middle, which is always a dangerous concept, and about had it intercepted. Tarpley was there, Eli Walker also there defensively.
So you have Eli Walker reading that pretty perfectly. Don't be fooled. He's coming across, trying to make a big play for his team. He had both hands on you. Got to come down with that.
And this defense of Pittsburgh, mentioned at the top, this is the best group that you will find in the USFL. Front 7 has been so dominant, and they are dominant again here. That's Sagapolu making the tackle, and he has been phenomenal. Out of Wisconsin, pairing with Boogie Roberts. You got to see him last week, Cam. It's pretty special, this defense they're building. Pittsburgh defense it is.
I mean, everybody on that line from, Alive to now you got Christopher Okoye, Boogie Roberts. And you can sort of feel they sort of rally around energy-wise Boogie Roberts. He's a little guy, but he brings a lot of juice to the game.
Jaron Horton, the defensive coordinator, running the show. Kelly fakes it to Washington, lost the football, just dropped the football. And he's getting smothered by that pass rush. It's going to be a loss of yardage. Faked the football to Washington and then just couldn't hang on to it. Boogie Roberts right on top of it.
You talk about the last play where we have a quarterback like Cole Kelly, a smaller quarterback, after you get a bobble on the ball, he's getting sacked early. But even with Alive Sagapolu at 341 falls off him, you as a big quarterback, you have to be able to size him up. You have to square him up. He's got a lot of weight, he's got a lot of leverage, and he's able to get in. Boogie Roberts in on that tackle.
So they will try a 46-yard attempt with Alex Kessman. And Kessman has been very good for them in the kicking game, and he's able to bend it just inside the uprights. They gave him a little pause at the midseason point, gave him a week off, brought him this month, so both these teams are starting to figure out a rhythm. Kessman, after his field goal, will send it deep, and Josh Simmons on the other end of it for the Maulers. Comes Simmons, who is almost untouched out across the 35-yard line. He will step out right there at the 46. So the Pittsburgh offense, Isaiah Henney out at the outside. He has been their best player in space. It's not a big group of wide receivers, actually nobody over 6 feet tall, but Isaiah Henney is very quick. Their quarterback, Troy Williams, has been the answer that they've been looking for the first 2 seasons of this revival. Those lineups brought to you by Progressive. Offensive line really struggled first couple of weeks of the season. And now have a mobile quarterback, a mover at the quarterback position. He has opened up everything as this screen falls incomplete, looking for Groshek. Offensive player of the week last week. You got to see him in person, Troy Williams.
Man, absolutely. Troy Williams is electric. What he's able to do with this ball, he really gives the team more options. You know, we talk about how he gets everybody involved. He keeps his composure. He never really loses that that composure aspect of it all. He's very level-headed, cool, calm, collected, and guys can feed off of that.
Like how Coach Horton, he said he's gravity for us. Keeps our entire team grounded. And here, trying to get the end around, going to Trey Walker. And Walker moves forward for a pickup of 3. So the Showboats defense, they had 3 takeaways last week. Knock off an unbeaten team, go get that win over New Orleans. Containing Troy Williams, they said, will be priority #1, and Greg Reeves will be a key player in that regard. Their best pass rusher on the outside, and he leads Memphis in sacks coming off the edge. 3rd and 7, opportunity for Reeves to get going here. Empty look for Williams. And Williams fires to his slot receiver. Not going to have enough for that first down. Henney made the grab, went straight to the ground with it. And they will have an opportunity to go for it if they want to. Instead, they will go to the kick game. We've seen some deep field goals in the USFL. This, though, just outside the range, so it's going to be Matt Mengel on to punt on a 4th and 1. And that will back it up and give Mengel even more room to work with.
Ball start. Offense, number 2. 5-yard penalty. 4th down.
Why come by? Why come by then? I'm asking, why come by then?
So it goes against Pittsburgh. You can hear the disappointment, the frustration from Ray Horton.
I ain't even wait.
And it sets up a 4th and 6. Vinny Papali back deep for the Showboats. And Papali has some space, and he's trying to field this cleanly, bobbled it there for a second, and then finally gets it under control as he crosses the 20. Groshek there making the tackle, the running back for the Maulers. On the other side, see Todd Haley, his offense leader, who of course played under Todd Haley as well. Todd Haley was his offensive coordinator. He likes watching Peyton Manning, likes watching Josh Allen, Cam Jordan. You've been up against some bigger quarterbacks. What's the key?
Look, key is you have to be able to line them up. There is no such thing as an arm tackle on a quarterback as big as a guy like a Ben Roethlisberger, as a guy like a Cam Newton. And you got Cole Kelly sitting at 6'7", 250. You have to be able to square it up. One arm isn't going to do it. He's going to break that. So if you can put your helmet on him, that's where you want to be.
Who's the toughest quarterback you ever had to sack?
And probably Cam Newton when he first got in the league. He was 6'6", 6'7", 250, 260 pounds, and could run a 4.4. And he could, you know, he was a defensive end at quarterback.
That's exactly what he was. Here's Kelly trying to escape and able to. Flips it to Daniel Helm, and Helm has some space. And keep it on that theme, they call him the USFL's Heath Miller. That's what Todd Haley had to say about him. Very steady in this offense.
You see the pressure they're putting on Cole Kelly early. The more hits you can get on a big guy like that, the more it's going to affect him later on in the game. In terms of what Cole Kelly's trying to do, he's trying to get that ball out fast, start the drive early up with some momentum.
Go empty look for Cole Kelly. Doesn't like what he saw initially. Flush from the pocket, and he is brought down. It's going to set up a 3rd down. That's Beckner, Terry Beckner, who had just a great game a week ago. They say he's like a 6th man in basketball terms for this pass rush.
Cole Kelly, thought he could get around that corner, and you thought you were going to stiff arm somebody who's 305 pounds? Terry Beckner? I think not. Terry Beckner, go ahead, took both hands. You see how it's the both hands. It's the square up. It's the round up. Don't get it twisted. Those boys are big out there.
Speaking of bringing down big quarterbacks, this could be that quarterback sneak right here. It's been their favorite play on short yardage, and they have an obvious advantage, and they have an obvious 1st down.
So tough to defend against. You talk about, a quarterback that's 250 pounds, and that play they like to go to, there's a reason why. It's going to give you at least a yard, 2 yards. It's up to the interior guys like Boogie Roberts and Christopher Okoye and Terry Beckner to plug up that middle, make them go to that B gap, really press those edges.
It's a trendy play call right now, isn't it?
It got to be. I mean, you know,
that big push.
If all you need is one and you got a running back pushing your quarterback, that's more horsepower behind the engine.
Here's Kelly. Steps up in the pocket. He's been looking to scramble. He's been under pressure as well, and Kelly goes down once again. This time it's Okoye, Christopher Okoye, who got to him and got him on the backside.
He's starting to feel it early. He's been hit already this quarter, and he's trying to step up through the A gaps, which is between, you know, right off the center. And you've got big guys in the middle. You talk about another big sack, another big play. Those hits are starting to take its toll. Christopher Okoye on that side.
Give here, it's Washington, and Juwan Washington is moving forward, and that's what they're looking for, some sense of a ground game. Just coming into this afternoon, they had 7 carries. That's it. Out of their running back room on the active roster, Juwan Washington had all 7 of those. Their leading rusher really is Cole Kelly, and he is not known to be a scramble guy. So they're without Collins, Kareth White inactive today. They're looking for any answers at running back. They feel like Juwan Washington can potentially be that. Said he's an energy bringer. Kelly stepping up and through, and that is incomplete. Looking for Vinny Papali. It's broken up. Eli Walker back there in coverage, and he played it perfectly.
So you have Eli Walker again. He's making plays, cuts on the ball. It sort of looked like it was targeted towards Eli the way he read that. I mean, you talk about just watching the quarterback's vision. That's where you want to see a guy like Cole Kelly sort of evolve from. Get beyond your first, second progression, be able to look off a safety.
Isaiah Henney on the punt return brings it back to the 17-yard line. We got a 3-0 lead. The Memphis Showboats at home and on top.
Modern homes can be hectic.
Some milk to Memphis. Check this out. Skipper, the mascot, little chug down there on the sideline. What milk would you choose, Cam?
That's a great question. Whatever the wife buys.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not going to lie to you. As long as it's the calcium one, we're fine. You know, 1%, 2%. I couldn't tell you. I know we use it.
So they come to you after you win the 500. You got to say you got to talk to the missus.
Absolutely.
I like that answer. Empty look for Troy Williams on drive number 2. Henney in motion, trying to set up a screen. Isaiah Henney gets the football. You see what he's capable of, that punt return ability. Nice job defensively, though, getting him on the ground. Ma'ala made the tackle. Let's check in with Caroline.
Jack, Troy Williams joining this team all started with Boogie Roberts, who suggested last year the coaches look into his high school teammate. Since Williams took over, Roberts said the offense has been more confident and smoother in practice. Roberts tells them, well, you're going against the best defense in the league, so if you can play well against us, you can do it in the games too. When Williams does make big plays in games, Roberts makes sure to remind the coaches who brought him here, Jack.
That is exactly how he got here, trying to flip this one ahead. What a play this is by Williams. Shout out Boogie Roberts for getting the quarterback that can make that kind of a play. And he flips it ahead to Isaiah Henney, but he played GM, he played agent, he was the broker of this deal, and they said, you know, even to the offseason, with Jaron Horton, the defensive coordinator, said, you got to go get Williams. Here's why.
I said that's great pocket awareness. Not only is he able to step up, he's able to elongate that play simply by a nice little flip. You know, get it out to your playmakers, get in the hands of your playmakers. Things like that, you're not going to be able to see too much in this league.
Here comes Madre London, and Madre London does not have much room to operate. They'll gain 2 before a group tackle. And defensively for the Showboats, everything begins with Big John Atkins out of Georgia. The man in the middle. Great run stuffer for them. As Pittsburgh's been trying to work the football to Madre London, their leading rusher from a season ago. Williams protected well, fires, and it's Bailey Gaither. Gaither had that tremendous one-hand catch a week ago. They said it's nothing new. We're used to seeing it from him. Kyrie Woods made the tackle.
Again, we talk about what Troy Williams is able to do, extend the play. He's able to push the pocket just a little bit, just to get enough space over to number 4, Bailey Gaither. And Bailey Gaither, of course, he can clearly, you know, possession receiver type. He's not going to drop too many. We love to see the connections they're starting to develop.
Groshek into the game. They fake it to him, and here comes Williams. Design quarterback run. Able to read that out. Saw some option out of them a week ago as well, and Troy Warner made the tackle. The brother of Fred Warner. I know you know and respect Fred Warner's game. Troy Warner is the safety. Of course, Fred, the linebacker. Both those guys were high school teammates, college teammates as well at BYU, and what a duo that is.
I wonder, do they argue who's faster? You know,
I'm sure they do.
safety line and a linebacker like Fred, who's able to go sideline, sideline. What do you argue about at the house?
2nd and 6, still very close. They talk every single week. Williams looking for a little slant here. Henne had his hands on it, unable to bring it in. There was room for Henne to go if he was able to make that catch. Instead, it's going to set up a 3rd and 6. And the Showboats faithful making a little noise here in Memphis. Williams fires, has his receiver. It's caught, battling for the line to gain is Trey Walker. Did he get there, though? He got stopped about a yard short. Troy Warner once again there making the tackle. It's going to come down to the spot. Looks like he's going to be just shy and set up a 4th down.
89, Trey Walker, as he's cutting towards the middle of the ground, you know you're in that close quarter of trying to get a 1st down. When you're headed towards it, you have to be able to get vertical. The more lateral you get, there's a reason why you're going to fall just about a yard short. Now you're fighting for placement. You have to, as soon as it's a catch, turn up the field, get vertical, secure that 1st down.
There was a late flag as well.
After the play, unsportsmanlike conduct, Pittsburgh number 89. That play is under further review.
So not only did he come backwards and not pick up the 1st down,
Now you've cost your team some yards.
now you're going to add 15 more yards going backwards.
What's that?
Let's tune in to our rules expert, the only voice that matters when it comes to officiating in the USFL, Mike Pereira in the Rocket Mortgage Officiating Center.
Let's go.
What did I see? He flipped the umpire the bird.
Anytime you flip the umpire the bird, that's good for 15. It's good for 15 in my book.
What happened was, you know, the second finger was coming up. It got stuck with the catch.
Yeah.
It was really a peace sign. He just missed the pointer finger.
It's the first bird we've seen flying today. And here comes the punt group. Mengel. This punt drifts inside the 20. Vinny Papali steps underneath of it, takes it out across the 20-yard line, and another penalty marker flies.
Tackle made by Malcolm Elmore. Penalty flag on the play.
Hit that nigga, man. That's about the ball, nigga. Oh, let's go.
From the end of the kick.
From the end of the kick, half the
Yes.
distance.
Yes.
You get numbers?
No, I do not.
Okay. During the kick, personal foul, illegal double team block by Memphis. Penalty is half the distance to the goal from the end of the kick. 1st down. Timeout.
So just 12 seconds remain in this first quarter, and Memphis is going to be in the shadow of their own goalpost.
I'm always intrigued how officiating referees are able to see the double teams, the holding on special teams plays, but yet when you're in the trenches, all of a sudden they don't see as many holds that offensive linemen throw out there. It's sort of like the game is biased at times.
What percentage of holds in the
75?
NFL do you think get called?
Oh, 15%.
Is that right?
I was like 75% of the time the guys are holding, and you say 15% of that maybe it gets called.
Huh.
Offensive linemen are holders. They're just friendly people. You know.
They sure are.
Yeah, they're mama. I assume they're mama's boys. They got a lot of hugs, and they like to give a lot of hugs while they're on the field.
That's Terry Beckner, who is going to end this first quarter, bringing Jawan Washington to the ground. So Memphis has an early lead. They lead 3-0 at the end of the first. Cole Kelly and Todd Haley's offense to the other side of the field to start the second. Cam Jordan, Caroline Pineda down on the sideline. Cole Kelly on the field, leading the Showboats in that first drive of the game. It was the legs of Kelly that was gaining 1st downs. He's the leading rusher for them so far. And Juwan Washington behind him at tailback. He gets the football. Washington with a big lane as he crosses the 20. Still space out in front. Just one man to beat, and he is shoved out there at the 45-yard line. It's Mark Gilbert who eventually ran him down before a big chunk broken off first by Juwan Washington.
Coming to this game, how many yards did he have? 12?
That's right.
Now he's over here, you know, biggest gain of the day. And he's going to cut through, bounce out to the outside for major wiggle. Cut through inside the tackle, bounce outside, and now it's off to the races versus safety, number 30, Mark Gilbert. Corner.
A 31-yard run for Washington. Empty set. You got 4 wide receivers to the right of Kelly, and he's going to go right there to a running back. It's Ezra Gray, who is standing behind those receivers, had 3 blockers out front. Creative play design that finds success.
I mean, when you have a core stacked up like that, you know it's a screen, and he's got to be able to make guys miss. You've got a package like that, you know what's coming. Can you stop it?
Gives here, straight up the middle goes Washington, and he is going to be near that line to gain. They'll mark him just short. Terry Beckner made the tackle. Defense got to be talking when you got 4 wide receivers to one side. That's what you're telling me.
Absolutely. You know exactly what's coming. This isn't the end of the half. It's not Hail Mary time. No, it's screen. Call it a bubble screen if you want. Call it whatever you want to call it. Just know what's coming through.
And Todd Haley likes to draw up some trick plays as well. You see Bob Saunders, the offensive coordinator. They have leaned into some trickeration. It was something that Jaron Horton had top of mind as you see the quarterback sneak set up one more time, and this time might have been stuffed. They didn't need much, but the Maulers defense knew exactly what was coming. Push was great on the defensive side. They're going to mark this short. Now the question is, are you willing to go back to it? Fourth and 1, and this is no decision for Todd Haley. Multiple tight ends in the formation. Here we go. Same looking set. Instead, they're going to pitch it to the outside, and they're going to gain that first down. So the defense collapses. Ezra Gray gets the football. Keith Gibson made the tackle, but not before the first down was picked up.
Oh yeah, good. Nice pitch. You form a nice 31 personnel. You've got your guys coming in, your tight ends, leading the way for the block for a running back Ezra Gray to hit that outside, get vertical on it, pick up that first down. That's hard to defend when you just got through with the quarterback draw. You're thinking it's going to be another type play like that, and now you got to worry about your edges.
Flip this to the tight end Daniel Helm. Good pickup on first down. And Kelly said that he likes this sort of up-tempo look. And remember, he won the job in a 2-minute drill type situation. He's known as a gamer. He's known as a clutch guy. But he said, you know, when we get in situations where you can up the tempo offensively, I feel like I play my best ball. Kelly wants all of it right here, firing down the field. This is going to fall incomplete. Cheyenne O'Grady was down there, the intended target. Couple of defenders on him, and can't come down with it.
Cole Kelly's been hit early and often this game. You see where he's not able to set his feet, get the ball off. He's thrown off the back of his foot. He's already getting hit. If he's able to plant those feet, you probably think he's going to throw a tighter spiral.
And the Maulers really like their corners. Mark Gilbert, he dominated Joe Walker last week of Michigan, and Keith Gibson as well. So when you have the front 7 like they do, and you pair it with a couple of talented corners, you get a great defense. Here's Kelly. Protected well this time, has Papali, and Papali makes a man miss. Down the sideline he goes, towards the end zone he goes. Did he ever step out? Touchdown Papali. He was working that sideline. You see the refs having a conversation about it. He knocked over that pylon. Touchdown Showboats.
Leave him in space, you're gonna make him pay. You know he has a vision for it. He's the toughness. He breaks a tackle. And now it's off to the races. You love to see the races to the pylon. My money versus your money. Wide receiver, you got to feel confident about it. Quick dig off to the races. Defensive coordinator would always tell us, let's not see how fast they are, let's see how tough they are. When you get a guy like Vinny Papali out in the open, now it's off to the races, now it's a foot race. I don't know if defense would like to see that, but you know your offense does.
There's no doubt.
We are going to confirm the call. It doesn't look like the heel gets all the way down to the ground. Too hard to tell, so we'll confirm the touchdown call.
Copy that. After review, ruling on the field is confirmed.
So touchdown. Pretty impressive work over there on the sideline.
Showed a little bit of wiggle and then showed the foot speed. You know, complete package is what you'd like to call that touchdown.
You heard Pereira say heel never came down, had his toes in the turf. And here goes Hessman, and he is good for that extra point. So Memphis an early lead, 10-0 lead for the Showboats. Vinny Papali, one of the toughest dudes you'll find in the USFL. Little wiggle, little speed, and a big touchdown. Not that drive.
Yeah, gave about 38 rush yards that drive.
Sure did. 31, one play.
Oh, look, that's where you, as a defense, you get up, you get to the guys on the sideline, you huddle up real quick. Hey, get back to what we know. We've created a standard here. Let's get back to standards.
Here's Kessman, who will send it deep, and Josh Simmons from the 20. Gas pedal for him out across the 40-yard line. Ball came out. The ball was knocked loose right before he went to the ground. It is going to be recovered by Pittsburgh.
Tackled by Vinny Papali. Maulers will begin.
Vinny Papali, who just scored, comes back. He was trying to get the ball out. I think he was down by contact, but you know, that hard effort, that hard nose from Vinny Papali, you love to see that kind of effort. I mean, he just had a 40-yard dash for a touchdown, and now here he is trying to get the ball out.
That's some invincible behavior, isn't it?
Absolutely.
I feel like I'm watching the movie right now. Troy Williams trying to escape the pressure, and he flips it towards his running back. That's Madre London. McCulloch was there forcing the pressure.
Talk about right edge, gets the pressure. If I'm 33, Jeff McCulloch, I'm upset. I've already bench pressed 68 out of my way. I've been in the corner, and I get the hands on Troy Williams just for him to get the ball off. You're that much more hungry now.
Williams gives. Here's Madre London. London trying to gain the edge, and he's unable to. See, Malik Lowell brought him to the ground. Third down. And this Jeff McCulloch, he was fired up to be joining the USFL. He said, I was selling Dell computers, and I got a chance to go back to pro football. They said, can you be at the airport by 4 o'clock? He said, I could be at the airport in 22 minutes. I'm on my way right now. And he's been playing like that all year.
Got a chance to play football, we'll go.
Empty set for Williams on third down. Pressure in his face, and you see those offensive line issues starting to show up again. Just swallowed in the backfield. Jordan Williams was there and brought him down hard.
I say it was sort of an avalanche, if you will. There was multiple faces in the backfield. Troy Williams didn't have anywhere to go. 95, Jordan Williams hits him with the clean, hits the center with the clean swipe, arm over. Love to see it from a big fella. No need to turn, no need to have the wiggle. Nah, it's a straight line. Closest point, A to B, 95 sees it all.
Avalanche, I like that. I like that phrase a lot. And this is a good punt, a high punt that will make its way all the way into the end zone for a touchback. That's Matt Mingle, who is known for having a massive leg, and he's showing it off again. 10-zip, Memphis.
There's a powerful voice inside.
Kids becoming a mentor. It's a pretty cool deal. 10-0 Memphis, second quarter, 8:41 to go. And there is going to be a flag before the snap that was dropped by Kelly.
Defense number 8, 5-yard penalty, first down.
Big Boogie.
We've talked about this penalty last week, but the encroachment, I don't know. Give me a heads up. Come on, man. Don't call that. You can't hurt your team. You know, at the end of the day, that's not encroachment. He jumped off sides. You know, you have to be able to line up and listen to the cadence, even as you're trying to get an advantage for your team. Can't hurt your team.
Kelly setting up the screen, has Derek Dillon, and Dillon is spun to the ground. Eli Walker there to make the tackle. Yeah, it's like wide receivers. They always point over to the sideline, get the A-OK thumbs up.
They get the, hey, are we good?
D linemen don't get that.
We don't get that. Yeah, I look over, are we good? They don't think they're looking at us. It's rude.
Guess you just got to do it yourself, huh?
You got to hope that they won't call you for it.
They got Boogie. 2nd and 5. And J.J. Wilson in motion, the tight end who settles in the backfield. Now Kelly's going to run behind him. His offensive lineman got in his way, and he rumbles forward for just a yard. It's going to set up a 3rd and 4. That was Kayava Tizino making the tackle.
You said something about an offensive lineman getting in the way. Don't they normally get in the way? Isn't that like?
Yeah, they do.
That's what they get paid to do. Now whose side they on? Don't know. They're just in the way. Might be another biased opinion.
He was trying to get behind J.J. Wilson. His tight end was trying to throw the lead block, but instead the lineman really destroyed the play. I'm sure Boogie Roberts and company were shoving him backwards. Kelly. Protection's great. His receiver has completion here. And this is Derek Dillon again, who had the great kickoff return. A penalty marker does fly.
Personal foul, horse collar tackle.
Horse collar?
Defense number 31.
You want to call that one a horse collar?
15-yard penalty, first down.
Don't love it. Do love that little hitch and go route though. Is that her? That's jersey. I need clarification because to me that is all jersey. That's not my fault. The jersey stretches like that. Number 4 though, Derek Dillon again showing some speed, getting up to the 2nd level.
He can go. He can really go. Kelly, heavy formation. They give it to Washington, and he is stopped up. So this defense starting to get back in form in the run game at least. That was Dale Warren who made the tackle. Hey, I think we might have a little defensive bias in the booth here, Mike Pereira. So what did you see on that horse collar, just so we can get clarification here?
Well, it is a horse collar. Cam, a defensive guy, tackling the guy. So, you know, if you're inside the collar or even on the nameplate, you can't pull him down from behind. So it's not a foul if you're below the nameplate, but that is right on the nameplate, even in the collar, and it is a horse collar tackle.
Mike, I'm just thinking initial grab is on shoulder. You know, the jersey a little loose. The nameplate found Kayvon Torino's hand. I don't know if his hands found the nameplate. I'm just saying.
I think Torino
that was
likes
Tarpley
your
made the
explanation. He likes your explanation, but he doesn't like mine, I think. But mine is the right one in this case.
Understandable.
And Mike Pereira, his word is gold. It's king in this league. 3rd and 12. Washington with some space. Can he break the tackle? No, and he's brought down right there at the 31. It's the same guy who you just saw making the tackle on the controversial, according to Cam Jordan, nameplate tackle. That's Tizino, and he is a tackling machine for the Maulers.
You saw Juwan Johnson. They're fighting a sweet spot on that side, though, right inside of that tackle. Gain some yards, not enough. But in terms of establishing the run game, that's what you need to start relying on.
And it brings Alex Kessman back on for the field goal try, and he has been very good. He's got a huge leg. Hit from 50+ regularly during his college career with Pittsburgh. Now against the Pittsburgh Maulers, it's pure. 13-0 Showboats, and give credit to Todd Haley. So we just need to give him a break, give him a week off, and he has been nothing but money ever since.
Just glaze over the fact in that game you had a 100-yard return by James Harrison.
Oh yeah, right before half.
Defense wins championships. That's all I'm saying.
Al Michaels and John Madden calling that game.
What?
Still one of my favorite broadcasts to go back and listen to. In the golden moment, the moment that you will always rewind about 4 times, is that moment with James Harrison right before half. And he ran out of gas.
No doubt.
He emptied the tank.
As a defensive player, come on. Sideline to sideline, maybe. So 53? Nobody expects you to go 100.
It's hard to imagine they win that game without that moment, too.
Absolutely.
James Harrison, one of the truly great ones. So we got a rematch in the coaching battle. It's caught right there at the 18-yard line. Joshua Simmons, and Simmons crosses the 40. So now we will see if Pittsburgh can get some offense going. Ever since they made the change at quarterback, it was James Morgan who started the year out of FIU in Bowling Green. He was a 4th-round pick to the Jets, and he was the day 1 starter, but Troy Williams always intrigued them. Somebody they were really proud of that they were able to pick up in the offseason, and ever since they brought him in, things have started to work. And this is the slowest start that we have seen with this offense with Williams. Give it to Gary. And Dwayne Gary with a nice cut, and he'll gain 8.
And they got to establish some sort of momentum. And in games prior to this, you see them score early and often, and that's because of the variety of offensive plays they'd have. They got to get back to finding what works and executing those at a high level.
2nd and 2. Try to get Williams on the move, find some success here. This is Stocky, Mason Stocky, who makes the grab and turns it up the sideline. Maybe getting Williams on the move, that could be your answer.
Get him on the move. Let him execute what he does best. Even with this hit right here, he's able to find his target.
And that was Big Cat Bryant who gave him the shot. Hand it off to Gary one more time, and there is no room for Gary to escape. He is met right there at the line of scrimmage and shoved backwards. Saw Big John Atkins getting a great push.
I said John Atkins is a mountain of a man. He's going to push it vertical, making everything bubble out, bounce out. And then, of course, you have a shed by number 98, Jeremiah Valora, being able to get in backfield like that.
Hit Bailey Gaither here, and you see the Pittsburgh offense starting to find a gear. Give Gaither 9. Be a 3rd down and 1 upcoming. We got substitution trying to come into the game for the Showboats, and they're going to have to take a timeout just to figure out the personnel on the defensive side of the ball.
I shouldn't have timeout there. I should not have to call a timeout there.
Coach, we give you guys an opportunity to match up, and then those.
Listening into those conversations, Todd Haley and the referees, it's worth the price of admission. You got the Premier League morning upcoming as well. Man City, Chelsea tomorrow, 11 a.m. Eastern time on USA. Taking a stroll through Memphis. Really is a cool city. Great barbecue. We got out for some nice barbecue last night over
Good
at
barbecue.
Corky's.
Good barbecue.
Yeah.
You know, Texas will probably have a thing about that.
Is that still your upper hand?
I mean, the brisket hits better in Texas.
3rd and 1. See if Williams can hit this one, and he's able to pick up that 1st down. That was Troy Warner who made the tackle for Memphis.
This is a tough play. I mean, when you have an edge You've got to be able to collapse. You got to be able to collapse the pocket. You decide to go for the pitch, the running back. Sometimes you have to fall in and play both.
Williams' throw is to the boundary. It's just outside. Saw Trey Walker diving for it. Couldn't get a hand on it. And Trey Walker, part of that same group, same high school as Troy Williams and Boogie Roberts, and all three of those guys are still so close. They say it's like flashing back to high school. Getting out, getting lunch together again, hanging out around the hotel.
The boys are back in town.
They're back in town. 2nd and 10. Williams fires. He's intercepted, picked off. It's Quentin Meeks on the run. And Quentin Meeks out to the 45 on the return. Threw it right to him.
They're over there celebrating. You showed me the route, and I'll show you what number 7 Quentin Meeks had in mind for it. You got him. You got him trying to touch the seams, but here we go. Number 7 stepping in front of it. Nah, don't worry about your receiver. I'm the receiver today. Gets both hands on the ball, and he's already up the field, looking to score, trying to see what lanes are available. And then he's met with some big guys. Now you got the guys out here celebrating, doing what they're supposed to do. You show up, make big-time plays. You got to make big-time plays off the field with your boys. Celebrate.
3 takeaways a week ago. A dangerous pass here as Cole Kelly steps back onto the field. But there's 3 takeaways a week ago to knock off the unbeaten Breakers. And they're right back in form. Think about how we saw the Showboats begin this year. Nothing looked good. They had Brady White, who was playing quarterback early. They made this change. They have some offensive spark here as Juwan Washington goes forward, but we've been spending all afternoon talking about the Pittsburgh defense, and really it's been the Memphis defense who have been the stars so far as we hit the 2-minute warning. 13-0. The Showboats in front of their home crowd. They are pitching a shutout. How about a preview? All the picks for the upcoming games, and let's go down to Caroline, who's on the sideline with Quentin Meeks. Just had the interception.
Quentin, a big interception by you. What'd you see on that play?
Honestly, it was empty. I just felt the quarterback's eyes. I slid with it, and he kind of threw it right to me. So just made a play. All glory to the Most High God. Just put my hands up, and it was there.
You got a big hug from Todd Haley. I think you high-fived everyone on this team. How much fun was that to come back to this sideline after?
Oh, it was great. I love my teammates. I love my coaches. Thank God they believe in me. And every week I just go out here and try to make a play. We work hard during the week. All of us work hard. So when we make a play, we want to celebrate with each other. So it's great to feel the love from my teammates. So
thanks, Quentin.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Caroline, Quentin, thank you very much. And a great career at Stanford as well. 2nd team All Pac-10 he was. Now Kelly firing down the sideline. That is broken up or intercepted. Intercepted on the tip. You had Eli Walker coming over. Penalty marker flew early, so they're going to back this up. You hear the whistles blowing. Tip ball, Walker on the spot.
Defense, number 9, 5-yard penalty results in a 1st down.
And none of it will matter as the defense jumped.
Talked about earlier the encroachment. You can't cost your team because now offense gets a free play. You have to throw a 50-50 ball up. Tips equal picks, and that could have been a big play.
Give it here to Washington, and there is no room to operate. Boogie Roberts, Malcolm Howard, Terry Beckner, all combined to make the stop.
Actually, a loss on the play of 1 yard, 2nd down.
So we'll see how the Showboats want to play this. They can essentially play for last shot here, not give the ball back to Pittsburgh at all. 2nd and 11. Does Pittsburgh want to use any of their timeouts? Memphis 2 to play. 2 timeouts that they can still use. Shotgun look for Kelly. And Kelly just missed his wide receiver. He's looking for Osiris Mitchell, and that now will stop the clock at 1:11.
Big Olive turning that corner, not able to let Cole Kelly step up into that pocket. You know, you almost had a Reuben Foster interception. Oh man, Reuben Foster coming back to form. Alabama product.
He was the Week 3 Defensive Player of the Week before he got injured. Now Kelly under pressure, and Kelly looking for Papali, skipped it to him. Tornadin was in coverage, and the throw just was not quite there. 4th and 11, so they have a lot of time on that clock. 1:06 and 3 timeouts for the Maulers.
God damn it.
Kelly's been pressured this whole season, or this whole series. He's not able to step up through that pocket. He's not able to plant his feet, get that power, get his base square. And you can see how it's affected his last 2 throws.
It's a low punt, low wobbly punt that's headed directly towards the sideline from Brandon Wright. So we'll take a break. 13-zip. Memphis looking pretty good in half number 1. 60 seconds in this first half. 3 timeouts for Troy Williams to work with. If you get that first down, the clock will pause momentarily. Think college rules. Bring Isaiah Henney in motion. And Williams is going to hand it off to begin the drive. Madre London moves forward for a pickup of 5. Let's listen in.
5 seconds.
Yep. Yep.
What do you want? Still 11?
Yeah, still 11. Still 11.
Still?
How much is 2nd and 4? Hey, here we go. Let's go. Gun, double left. 19 Mary. Still got these time. I was going to take a shot if we get this first down. Let's get the first down first. Gun, double left. 19 Mary.
So on the timeout, and it's pretty interesting too. So he said we got to get this first down first,
and
then we
might
might as well take this shot.
Might as well take the shot. You're under a minute left. Let's secure a little breathing room, and then let's go get it.
You don't want to get too over aggressive. Memphis still has a couple timeouts that they can work with. Hand it off, London, and he will not get that first down. So let's hear this.
Here we go. Hey, let's go 12G.
12G.
12G. 12G. Hey, here we go. A gun, deuce right, DQ, 18, Z Laker. Gun, deuce right, DQ, 18, Z Laker. I want to get the first down.
Let the clock run down. Let it run. Let it run now. We don't have time to do anything.
So they'll gain that first down. Just 11 ticks, though, remaining. It's funny. You heard Ray Horton say, we just let that clock run out. We don't want to get that ball back.
And then you give the first down. Now you're like, I still need those 5 seconds back.
Yeah, that's right. So they still got the timeout, so they could take a shot at something, try to find field goal range.
Plenty of time to find field goal range. 20 yards, 11 seconds. That's what you run the 2-minute drill for and practice all the time for.
Williams, protection's great, has his receiver right across the middle, and Isaiah Henney, and he will gain that field goal range before he's shoved out over the bench. Now he comes flying back over the bench. He doesn't like that at all. It gets in the face of the defender. And Antonio Reed, who shoved him out of bounds, and he shot back to his feet.
Last week against Michigan Panthers, Isaiah Henney said, anybody, anywhere, anyone can get it. And he's showing you he can make those plays on the outfield, and he still got enough pride to say, hey, you don't push me in the back. You don't push me outside when we're not in between the lines.
Right. So it was legal. After the play, offense number 17, he came up personal foul. He came up and shoved the offensive guy while they was well out of bounds.
Against this play. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay, so after the play,
number 17.
Necessary roughness, offense number 17.
After the play, personal foul, unnecessary roughness, offense number 17. That play is under further review.
That needs to be reviewed. All right, let's hear what Mike Pereira has to say on this one. How about, I mean, that's got to be on Reed first, right?
I want a timeout. I want a timeout. I want a timeout.
You know, you play with passion. You can't let let that passion seep out into the play.
Can I get a timeout?
Especially you're entering the red zone. You just gonna have to eat that.
I want a timeout.
So Mike Pereira, anything on the shove? I mean, he threw the guy over the bench.
Timeout.
Yeah, you know, I mean, he's upset because he got pushed near the sideline. I mean, the push came just as his foot touched down. It's really not a foul. Looked bad, but it wasn't. And then, of course, he retaliates by coming in back and pushing the player. So it is one that we confirm for that act of a dead ball foul out of bounds, shoving an opponent.
Okay.
Well, they never catch the first person in the fight. It's always the second person that throws. You can't come back for it.
I got to say, I don't blame Henny on that one, though. I mean, I'd be fired up, too, wouldn't you? I was just glad to see him get back up after he shot 1,000 miles per hour over that bench.
He got shot, put it over a bench.
Yeah, he did.
You have to defend yourself.
5'7", 171. He was going to make his voice heard. And that is just a huge play. They were going to be in field goal range. They had 4 seconds. Instead, they're back at the 51, maybe thinking Hail Mary. We'll find out.
Timeout. Memphis, their second. 30 seconds.
So after seeing that formation, Todd Haley wants to draw something up defensively. I think Carnell Lake, the defensive coordinator for the Showboats, is going to be all smiles after this first half. Of course, he was an all-pro defensive back in the NFL himself. Defensive back coach for the Steelers for a long time, 2011 to 2017. Very well respected around the league. And he is doing a job with these Showboats. Quick throw to the outside here. Is they able to get that out of bounds? I think so. Trey Walker scooting right there towards the boundary and did so successfully.
Great awareness to get out of bounds ASAP. Here for the snag. All right, it's time to get out of bounds, and let's see if we can't get in the field goal range. Back in the field goal range.
And the Maulers, they'll get the ball to start the second half. It's going to bring Chris Blewett from way deep. He's a yard inside midfield.
Timeout.
He's got a long of 50.
30 seconds.
This is from 59. Pretty impressive work with just 4 seconds, though.
Right? Quick out. As soon as you catch it, run. Raced it out of bounds, and he got there.
Do you like the way Memphis played that defensively? They took the timeout, then they scooted back even further.
You know, you're going to give up some things when you're trying to defend too much. Just dial in what you know.
Yeah. They're worried about giving up the Hail Mary. They have a return man back, and it's a dangerous return man at Derek Dillon. You don't want to leave this short if you are Chris Blewett, who has been a great find for them in the special teams game. And this is short, and this is in the hands of Derek Dillon. And here comes Dillon with a full head of steam, breaks one tackle, and you don't have your best defenders on the kicking group. Now here comes Dillon.
Oh, no.
All kinds of space in front.
That's a touchdown.
Dillon to the house. Can you believe it?
Wow, what a setup. Trey Walker gets out with 1 second. Left, you go for the kick. You have a return man, but you're not expecting him to go 110. Derek Dillon shows the get up.
That is masterful work just to make the initial catch.
Wow. And don't mind me, I see where I want to go, and I'm going to take myself there. Derek Dillon put in another gear.
Todd Haley, he is having the time of his life this last month. It looked like a high snap, too, on the kick as a deep kick. And Riley Lovingood, the long snapper, it came in just a little high. And the timing on something like that's so important and results in 6 the other way.
Timeout. Pittsburgh, their 3rd and final. 30 seconds.
And Pittsburgh's going to take a timeout. Who knows? They may still be catching their breath.
Is that the rule that when the whistle blows, he can't snap it? Isn't that the rule? Isn't that the rule? I'm asking. Hey, Mark, I'm asking.
So Ray Horton is fired up, and rightfully so. I can't help but think about the Isaiah Henney play where he was going to be set up nicely right there in field goal range. Instead, he comes back over the bench. Then you have the deep 59-yarder, and before you know it, a touchdown for Derek Dillon. What an end to this first half. 19 zip, could it be 20? The extra point, no good. Keep it at 19. I think if you're Todd Haley, you'll still take it. 19-0. The Showboats faithful, they have been on their feet here in Memphis, Tennessee. Pitching a shutout in half number 1.
Liberty Mutual Insurance. Only pay for what you need.
Well, Memphis, they are back home and they are rolling. 19-0 total yards their direction, time of possession their way, and the biggest play of the half, perhaps of the year in the USFL. At the conclusion, gives them a big lead, and Caroline's with Ray Horton on the other side of things.
Coach, some momentum for Memphis at the end of the half. What did you tell your team at halftime?
Very simple. Last week we were down 7-0 and outscored them 23-0. I just told them this week it's even easier. All we have to do is outscore them 20-0. So we're ready to go. We're going to put on a good show.
What adjustments do you need to make to do that?
Nothing. All we have to do is just execute, and really what we have to do is stop making penalties. And we're set. We're ready to go. It's going to be exciting football.
Thanks, Coach. Jack?
All right, exciting football upcoming. They need a little exciting football on the offensive side of the ball specifically, and Pittsburgh is going to get the ball to start the second half. There's Derek Dillon, the speedster out of LSU. Played on arguably the best college football offense ever there with Joe Burrow leading the way, and now he goes 109 to the house, and it was 109 and
11,
all the way. Yeah.
11 and a quarter of an inch.
I got to go 110 with that.
Absolutely.
Here's Simmons out across the 30 and out to the 41-yard line. All right, Troy Williams, it goes on his shoulders, trying to get them back into the game. Anything that you've seen them find success with, anything they can go to here to attack this Showboats defense.
They had some good runs late in the second quarter. They got to get back. They got to establish a run game to be able to get a little bit of pressure off of Troy Williams and the pressure that he's received from this Showboats defensive line.
And he was the key of their game plan. Heard Troy Williams and keeping him inside the pocket a lot during that discussion. Now Troy from the pocket finds Bailey Gaither, and nice pickup to begin this second half. Give him 8 before Quentin Meeks made the tackle.
Good throw by Troy Williams to be able to establish some momentum. I mean, he's still getting hit in the backfield as the ball is letting it off. Offensive line is going to have to do a better job of not letting this pressure attack him.
And here's the option look. Flip it back to Isaiah Henney, and there is no room to operate for Henney. He's brought down by Kyrie Woods, and what a play it was by Woods, who shot through for the tackle for the loss.
Kyrie Woods read that perfectly. Roamed over the top, saw the possibility of a sweep, read the option play, and Kyrie goes ahead and shoots through, making that tackle, open field tackle for the TFL, tackle for loss. You love to see it.
Woods had that interception as well last week out of San Diego State. End around here, give it to Bailey Gaither. He's able to break one tackle. Now Gaither fighting for that first down. He got awful close before a penalty marker flew from behind the line of scrimmage.
We've got, all right, the flag is for a hold offense, number 89. Is that right, Amanda? All right.
That's Trey Walker.
Does Haley want it, or does he want fourth down?
Rare to see that offensive holding situation going on, especially from wide receiver position. You can see him tangled up, but
holding.
in terms of
offense,
holding,
number 89.
This is where you're going to catch it.
Fourth down.
That was Delrick Abrams who was trying to break loose and make the tackle, and Trey Walker who would not let go. So 4th and 1. And look at who is coming into the game. Boogie Roberts, Sagapolu as well. The defensive line superstars check in.
They're first. 30 seconds.
And a wise timeout by Todd Haley, who saw that formation, saw the substitution, and said, give me a second. Think it's that push play? Big Boogie?
You know, I'm hoping they just make it smarter and give it to Olive. You know, I don't see many people taking down 320 pounds, especially going in between the guards. But yeah, it's probably the push. It's a nice little quarterback sneak.
Whatever it is, this is worth the price of admission.
Yeah, I do too.
Still jumbo here, right?
Let's listen.
Yes.
Yep.
QB
blast right. Yep.
Yes.
First down, Rich.
So I heard QB blast right. Let's see where Sagapolu and Boogie Roberts line up. 8 and 94. Oh yeah, that's jumbo all right. Get it to their quarterback. Running right behind them, and they is stuffed. Not even Boogie could help. The Memphis defense, they rise to the occasion. They're not giving up anything on this 4th down play. Antonio Reed from his safety spot, among others. Credit John Atkins, the initial push, and then Antonio Reed into the backfield and dropped him.
Play. You know, oh, you guys going to blast right? You got your quarterback trying to head this way. Here we got 2 safeties squeaking through. We got Troy Warner sort of helping out with this, and then of course you're going to make big plays with Antonio Reed coming over the top, clearing everything out. I mean, that's just huge plays by the Memphis Showboats defense. Jumbo has an answer, and it's the safeties.
Sagapolu on a safety. Give him a little wiggle, make the stop. I wonder if they got the counter going back the other way, giving it to Boogie, you think?
Man, I was hoping so. With a package like Jumbo, you can't help but think that defensive linemen's going to get that yard.
So the Showboats, who have been terrific all afternoon, have the football back, have a massive lead, give the ball to Jawan Washington, who finds 4.
Pittsburgh has to get back to their defense. Prior to this, you know, 2 games, you've let up 18 yards on the ground. This game, starting to get away with the Memphis ground game. I mean, you have to be able to bottle it up, make them one-dimensional again.
Kelly, play action, pressure in his face, trying to set up a pass to his running back in Washington. Sagapolu was in his face as soon as he dropped. Nazir Player was there to meet him at the quarterback.
Big hits. Olive only needs an arm to take down Cole Kelly, but he gives him a double push, if you will, a double check. Let's check your pulse, see if you want to get back up for another one.
I feel like that's the clean way to get a hit in. Is that a fact? You know what I'm saying? Just the push. They don't seem to call that.
Yeah, and you still have to like look away like you didn't mean to. You know?
And they still got to get up. Here's Kelly, pressured again, looking for his tight end. It's deflected away. It's Trey Tarpley who got a hand on it. Daniel Helm, the intended target, is tight end. 4th and 6.
The tail of the tape, when that pocket's not clean, Cole Kelly can't step up. That's when you start seeing incompletes. Of course, Kelly wants the penalty. You know, headed towards his targeted receiver. He felt like it was a little chippy in there.
Brandon Wright's punt is a good one at first, and it rolls into the end zone. They're going to say that it hit somebody. That's what everybody's actually, it made contact with one of the return men. Everybody was diving on the football as it headed towards the end zone. See how the refs want to play this.
It was a touchback. It touched white 29 in the field of play, rolled out of the back of the end zone. So we got a kick. The kick that went out.
Ruling on the field is a touchback. First down, Pittsburgh. Timeout.
So we'll hear from Mike Pereira on what just occurred right there on the other side, but Pittsburgh retains possession. It was 29 Gray off the 9 on the back of his jersey. Memphis leads, Pittsburgh ball. And so had they recovered, talking about Memphis, would that have been a touchdown? What'd you see? Walk us through that play, Mike P.
Jack, you didn't even need me for that because you're absolutely right. If Memphis would have recovered, they would have had a touchdown. But it's still the kick that put it into the end zone, even though it was touched by Gray. So when it rolls out over the end line, as it does, then it's dead at that point and a touchback.
Well, that's a perfect explanation, and we will always need you, Mike Pereira. Wow, that could have been even more points on the board for the Showboats, and it was close.
I'll say, trying to do the math for that one. 1 + 1 is 7.
Yeah. Oh, they were right there.
I got a little confusing with who touched what, where it was going to end up.
And Henney was the return man. It was the blocker who had to go off his back in Gray, and this is Bailey Gaither making the grab. So the defense for Memphis today versus the last couple of weeks. Points allowed, you see what they've done week 4, week 5, the total yards. Just continuing this run of greatness on the defensive side of the ball led by Carnell Lake. Empty look, Williams to the outside, tight end down the sideline. Great gain here as you cross midfield with Matt Cyber. Got him loose and had the Showboats on the run.
Hey, you had a nice little crossing route trying to confuse that secondary there. I mean, here you go with up top. We're going to get a nice little action to come through. Come here, little rubber. Ah, love it. And now we're getting vertical.
And Williams 12 of 17, 138 through the air. Need him to keep heating up. Troy trying to escape, and there's nowhere for him to go. You see that defense. Greg Reeves, priority number 1, containing him in the pocket, did so perfectly there.
There we go. You get off the ball, a little heavy inside. Come in just right before. Did he get to the line of scrimmage? Because Greg Reeves was giving all types of hot sauce.
Maybe got just inside that line of scrimmage. Yep. Here's Trey Walker with a completion. It's going to set up a 3rd down and 2. Kyrie Woods made the tackle to force this 3rd down.
Last time Pittsburgh Maulers offense was inside the red zone, they threw that crucial interception over to Quentin Meeks. Now you got to capitalize.
Madre London, the running back. To the air, outside Bailey Gaither. Did he catch that cleanly? They're going to say no. A little bobble there as he's trying to get his feet down. I saw that initially. Kyrie Woods shoved him right as he was trying to gather that football, and did he do so in time? It's a nice play by Kyrie Woods.
Great awareness, being able to understand it's time to push him out of bounds, make sure he doesn't get a full solid contact on that ball.
And this is an interesting decision as well, to take the 3. You bring on Chris Blewett, who has been money. He's 0 for 1, of course, from 59 that resulted in the long return for a touchdown. And now from 51, no good. Pittsburgh, they can't buy a point.
They got to be able to figure that out fast.
19-0.
Each time you blink, think of
Football Hall of Fame, and Jim Brown was 87 years old. The great Jim Brown.
What a legend. I mean, not only in between the lines, but, you know, outside, the activist work that he did. I mean, and even growing up, one of my favorite movies was I'm Gonna Get You Sucker, which was one of those parody movies that he was in.
Right.
Like, what did Jim Brown do to contribute to not only, you know, the game of football, but even just the fight for his own people, our own people. That's just a legend whose legacy will always be remembered.
You saw the Jim Brown jersey there in the crowd as well. This time it's Washington on the scoot, and he will pick up 7. So Pittsburgh is going to have to create some kind of a stop defensively. That has been their strength throughout the course of season 1, throughout the course of season 2. Just have to figure out a way to get off the field. Remember, they didn't give up all 19 of these points. You had that long return for a touchdown right there before the break. It looked like Pittsburgh was going to take 3. Instead, they give up 6. Find themselves down 19-0. Back to Juwan Washington.
The surprising note of the game would be the ground game that they've established.
Yeah.
In between tackles, out right off the guard, Juwan Washington and Ezra Gray have really put together a game for what I thought would be a no-brainer in terms of the edge for the Maulers defense.
And you were there last week when the Maulers defense wasn't giving up an inch in the run game.
Absolutely.
And it's just been a different story. I formation on the roll. Hits his tight end and Daniel Helm. And Helm is trying to break away. Tizino made the tackle.
There's no breakaway. Tizino's there.
You're not getting out of that grass.
You're not getting out of that. Those are clamps.
You think about this season for Memphis. It was Brady White who started, and now they switched to Cole Kelly, and here they go. Tizino, yep. Forget about it.
Yep, forget about it.
But Brady White, they said he's like Brad Pitt walking around. Of course, played his college football at Memphis. Now Kelly setting up the tight end screen to J.J. Wilson, and they're fired up about their tight end room. Daniel Helm, Cheyenne O'Grady, J.J. Wilson, and you see Wilson rumbling.
J.J. Wilson gave a little pop. Here comes the boom from the offensive prowess. Little delayed action. Nice pop. Here, good crisp contact. Who needs coffee when you're out here giving out contact?
And it looked like Tizino was shaken up there at the conclusion of the play, making his way off the field slowly, and he, of course, is a superstar right there in the middle, playing linebacker for the Maulers defense. He's instinctive, physical. He's just a tackling machine, and took the brunt of that hit there.
Shoulder to shoulder. I mean, Tazino's 235. You got J.J. Wilson at 240, but coming downhill. Like I said, good sound contact right there.
Third and 1, looking quarterback sneak here with Kelly, who was stopped initially, turned his back to the defense. Malcolm Howard was there, and he tried to fight for it, but they're going to mark him just short. It's going to be a 4th and about maybe 6 inches.
You hear Cole Kelly talking about that's first down. He's got strong confidence and strong belief in himself.
I'm not sure he got close on that
6
one.
inches.
It's clearly short, so it's going to be 4th and inches.
I mean, we're right here at 4th and inches. They're like a yard.
Quarterback sneak again, and Kelly's battling forward. Did he lose the football, though? His body was stuck on top of the pile there. They're going to say it's the first down. Pittsburgh was saying he lost the ball. They're 3 for 3 on 4th down, and the chains are moving. He's down.
Yeah, Terry Beckner trying to get that ball out. If you're going to push forward, I'm going to make you pay for it. Got to try to rip it out.
Kelly fading to set up the screen. It's to Ezra Gray. Would have been better off just dropping it. It's going to be a big loss. Tazino comes back into the game, and he does what he does best.
Tazino's been indispensable this game with the surefire tackling. He reads where they're going with it. We have free flow from the lineman getting to the backfield. You got Tazino coming over the top. Smell a rat. It smells too good to be true, it normally is. Here we go. I'm right here for you, big fella. Ezra Gray couldn't even get moving.
Here's Kelly from the pocket. And was that pass caught or no? They're going to say it hit the ground. He's looking for J.J. Wilson there and unable to hang on. But you think about Tazino, 2nd in the USFL in tackles. They say his mom keeps all of his stats. That was what he told us. Said sometimes she'll even correct, say, hey, he actually had this many tackles or this many tackles for loss, which she'll let you know on their Twitter account as well. But her son is making mom proud. Third and 18. Kelly taking his time. Now Kelly's going to try to move off the spot, and he is brought down. Nazir Player was there to wrap him up.
Even before the hit, good contact there. Or we're just going to go ahead and not talk about this holding that's happening on number 6, Malcolm Howard. It's egregious. But then, of course, you got the cleanup hit on Cole Kelly. I'm just wondering, when do we call this out? Offensive linemen get away with it daily. Sickening.
I know somebody you could talk to. I'll give you his number. Here's Haney, lets the football drift over his head. Now it's going to take a friendly bounce for Pittsburgh, and they're going to try to knock it back to the 5, but that ball was at the 10 when it was first touched. 19-0, Showboats are cruising.
Hey, why do you look so happy? You know where you are, right?
And we've got a quarterback change for the Pittsburgh Maulers. It's James Morgan, 4th-round pick by the Jets. Sam Darnold was the starter when he joined New York, and then Robert Saleh took over the next year. End of camp is when James Morgan was let go, and he began the year as the starter for the Pittsburgh Maulers. Looking to air it out, and it's intercepted. Kyrie Woods had an interception a week ago, and Kyrie Woods has another one inside the 15-yard line. He takes it. First play in the game for James Morgan. He threw it to the other team.
Kyrie Woods has been having a great game as well. A couple pass deflections, a couple sure tackles. And now, add on to the stat line. Boss, Kyrie Woods with the interception. High point the ball interception.
I'm not sure about that pass.
Yeah, intended target Trey Walker. Kyrie Woods trying to go back to the house.
Handed off. Defense still playing hard. Jawan Washington brought down. That was Malcolm Howard making the tackle. It is cool to see these Showboats fans, though. They've been into this game. There's been a lot to cheer about. But they were here early. They've been into it. They got the, what is it, the carnival over here?
I like the captain's hats that they brought in there. You know, earlier at halftime, I saw a synchronized dance from some of the fans in the background. I was like, oh, there we go. The hats on full display.
They got the captain's hats in full motion. In a heavy formation on 2nd and 10. Give it to Washington, who's trying to cut back, and he is dropped. Saw Terry Beckner in the backfield, Mark Gilbert as well from his corner spot, who was there playing the run. But Todd Haley will say that. He's like, we walk around the community, we go to dinner, whatever the case may be, and people are fired up about the Showboats. They love the idea of having a professional football team here in Memphis, and they're showing out, showing support, finally winning games.
I mean, how else do you gain momentum than try and pitch a shutout at home?
No kidding. Trying to play add-on. Kelly, Papali, and he is spun down. It's to Zeno once again. So field goal unit trots on for Memphis. 25 to play in this 3rd quarter. And they will have to kick this one by about a second before the expiration of the 3rd. From 27 with the train going by, and he has it. You hear that train drive by? That's what Todd Haley said. We don't have to worry about practicing crowd noise. The train drives by about every 20 minutes.
I mean, we talk about all 3 phases. Memphis Showboats have been showing out. Vince Papali for the touchdown with a 40-yard dash, 37-yard touchdown on the ground. Of course, you got Quentin Meeks with the interception. Former teammate of mine, apparently. And then, of course, the 9-yard return. It's got to be 110 feet on the line. And now, to cap it off, headed into the 4th quarter with an interception. Kyrie trying to go back home. Kyrie Woods showing off some speed. What phase hasn't the Memphis Showboats affected? They've been showing up and showing out today.
It has been dominant. Now Memphis tied for the most interceptions in the league as well. That's with Pittsburgh. 6 picks a pop. 22-0. 3 seconds in the 3rd. Josh Simmons is back deep, and Alex Kessman will send it his direction.
We knew early on in this game turnovers were going to be key, and it seems there's a reason why Memphis is up the way they are. 2 interceptions. It's been detrimental to this game.
Could Simmons give him a little life? To the 35. Concludes the 3rd quarter, so it's 22-0. Pittsburgh, can they show a little fight? Troy Williams back out onto the field, replacing Josh Morgan. When we come back for the 4th. Who threw the interception on his first play from scrimmage. Trying to let him redeem himself.
Get back, get back.
Here's Morgan. He's hit as he throws, and that pass is caught, able to find a guy in Matt Seibert, and now a group of Showboats are there to meet him.
So the pressure continues. I mean, Troy Williams, now James Morgan, not able to step up, getting popped at every which turn. You got to be able to find a little bit of a cleaner pocket for your quarterback to get active in.
This time he's able to hit Isaiah Henney, and Henney with the wiggle takes into the secondary, and then a penalty marker flies just as Henney went to the ground.
I like Isaiah Henney's passion for the game. I mean, anytime he touches the ball, he believes it's a home run.
White 89, a blind side.
And you see it in every way he takes it.
White 89.
So
it's from the spot. Okay, walk down my spot to 49.
The spot of the foul?
Yes. Blind side block, Mike. Mayday, blind side block. Okay.
89, 89. Personal foul, illegal blind side block. Offense, number 89. 15-yard penalty, first down.
Trey Walker's second penalty against him today. Earlier he got caught with the holding, and now a little personal foul action. Trying to make a hit. They're gonna call it a blind side hit. I mean, you playing the game of football. Nothing's gonna be clean, but you got to be better, be more aware.
They've really taken that play out of the game at all levels. Used to be those massive collisions on the peelbacks.
And this one wasn't. It was more along the lines of he got in front and tried to slow down and just led with a little too much shoulder.
We'll replay second down.
So after all that, back to the 35, maybe the 36-yard line we come. Handed off Madre London, and Madre London falls forward for just a yard. So McCulloch, they're making the stop. Let's go down to Caroline.
Jack, head coach Ray Horton confirmed to me just a few moments ago before this drive that despite that first interception, they do want to see if James Morgan can provide that spark offensively.
Yeah, now third down, see if Morgan can give him something. He's rolling, and now he's taking a hit. This is some Paul Crew behavior here. And now you got the guys coming up behind him. They're pushing the pile. Look at this.
Take a hit. He was delivering blows there. Those are decisive.
Look at James Morgan go.
Fresh body and it's showing.
Put the team on his back.
You're gonna let me get a chance? I got to show you what I got. And what do I have for you? A lower shoulder. Don't worry about it.
Oh, man.
We're going to bounce off. He's not a small frame. Sitting at 6'4", 230 pounds, he's not small. Then you got, of course, the rally push. And mud huddle, you can go either way and they gain more yards.
Showing some heart. Here's Morgan, another completion. Seibert again, and he has a first down. Quentin Meeks made the tackle.
Good throw. Able to complete it over to Matt Saber, and you know the pocket has not been clean all day, but you gotta have to make the most of it for this game.
Morgan flushed, fires, incomplete. That was Anthony Butler forcing the pressure.
Every play, pressure every play, on both sides of the ball. It's just what can you do with it. Saw Morgan looking for the referee. That's what one thing quarterbacks will always do. They're going to look for some little zebra help. Is that stripes? Did you not see? They touched me. The one day of the week that they actually get hit.
They could use any kind of help. And there has only been one shutout since the USFL relaunched in 2022. That was week 3 when Michigan defeated Pittsburgh 24-0.
Delay of game.
And a delay
Offense.
of game.
5-yard penalty. Second down.
It's been the crux of the Pittsburgh Maulers offense, is right on that fringe heading into the red zone. That's where they're catching these penalties that have taken them out of position. You got to be able to play smart football when you get in that cusp, especially when you get to that red zone.
Second and 15 to Bailey Gaither, and Gaither trying to break a tackle. Take it there to the 47-yard line. That's Abrams who made the stop. Third down. Got to imagine 4-down territory. Outside, Gaither, incomplete.
Fourth down, you have to go for it. Into the fourth quarter, down 22 points. Got to make something shake. Not quite within field goal range today. Let's see what we got.
Fourth and 9. And you got movement.
Fourth and 14.
Fourth and 14.
Offense, number
That'll
68.
help.
Yeah.
5-yard penalty. Fourth down.
That's Terry Poole. He was actually all USFL last year for New Jersey. They signed him off the waiver wire, and he's been a lot better for them, trying to shore up that offensive line. And this time it is going to bring out the punt group. Now, they have been so much better talking about Pittsburgh. Slow start to the year, but they made the quarterback change. They paired it with the defense, and everything was rolling. And then they came to Memphis, and things looked a little different. Here's Matt Mingle, and he's punting to Vinny Papali. The 15. (22-0) Showboats. They have the football in the fourth quarter. Monster, as he always was. Of course, would go on to such an amazing NFL career, but all started right here in Memphis. The Showboats, and now they're starting to return to that defensive dominance in the jerseys. There they are in the stands, 2023. You ever watching Reggie White?
Yeah, I watched him demolish Minnesota Vikings, where I was born in Minnesota when my dad played there from 82 to 94.
Yeah.
You know, 13 seasons there. So somewhere in there, Reggie White was out there giving offensive linemen concussions with that wonderful slap that he had, arm over, and would destroy him. That's why he was minister of defense. I didn't really like it. You know, go back to Philadelphia. Go back to Memphis Showboats. You didn't have to go over to Green Bay.
And this is Juwan Washington here. But it was cool listening to Todd Haley talk about being out in the community, and he said you still would see some of these old school shirts, the old school Showboat shirts that people couldn't wait to break out of the closet, dust them off. And of course you got the new Showboats gear as well, and I do like their uniforms. I like the colors. I like what's happening here as you bring this team into the new age. But they remember the Showboats, and they're fired up to have them back. There's those caps you were talking about.
Right, the captain's cap sort of a cool vibe. Saw Captain Caps on a corncob pipe.
A deep shot here with the wide receiver downfield, and Derek Dillon, who has been sensational from the very beginning of the game. He had that opening kickoff return. That's Mark Gilbert who's making the stop, but Derek Dillon is having the game of the year.
They said he ran a 4.29, and it is on full display this game. From the 109-yard return to now this, what a catch. Way to adjust in the air, track the ball down. He got back up hoping that he hadn't been touched because he was going to go off to the races again.
Swing it to the outside. Trying to get Papali activated, but he is going nowhere. Stopped in the backfield and can't escape Keith Gibson Jr. Can you imagine what it must have been like growing up and they're making a movie about your dad? You got Mark Wahlberg playing your pops and you're showing up to the movie theater and you're watching that. And now you're Vinny Papali out here, and Pops is up in the stands, makes it out to all the games, and so many similarities between those two. Completion here over the middle.
So it's got to be a surreal moment. Playing professional football, knowing your dad, you know, fought so hard to play.
Yeah.
And here you are making most things work. Just had a nice little touchdown.
And my favorite moment was when he just scored the touchdown and then he made the tackle on the next kickoff.
On the next kickoff.
On the very next kickoff, the next play. Sprinting downfield and making the stop. It's a cool deal. 3rd and 5. Handoff, Juwan Washington trying to cut it back, and he's going to be stopped. 4th down upcoming. Who else? Kayava Tizino got him on the ground.
Sideline to sideline. Kayava Tizino has been, I mean, if he gets a hold of you, you're going down. No matter where, no matter how, 1 arm, 2 arms, 1 hand, 2 hands, it doesn't matter. He's been everywhere to this game.
And he's been everywhere ever since the USFL relaunched.
And his mother will tell you about it, too.
She will. You following her on Twitter yet?
I might have to. Entertaining stat lines.
4th and 3. They're going to let the play clock wind down and then burn a timeout, it appears.
Their second. Timeout on the field.
That's correction. Play defense.
30 seconds.
Way, that's positive. That's positive. The way. It's not a beauty pageant. Thank God for you.
Yeah. Oh man, he is hilarious. That was Jerron Jones, one of my buddies from Notre Dame. He just said that too. Playing the left tackle spot, converted defensive tackle. They're trying to teach that position on the offensive line. This is a great punt here. Down to the 1. What a punt that was. A beauty. Showboats, special teams, Kyrie Woods, your guy. 22-0, everything's working. I'll be there. Got to see what Aaron Judge looks like in person.
I assume we're talking about the Cincinnati Reds. Look at me. All right, cool. I do know baseball.
You know it.
Bow.
And Judge has been on fire recently. Give another opportunity to James Morgan. Not quite as hot. Groshek couldn't get the grab. And it falls incomplete.
Aaron Judge. What is he, 6'8"? If you think Cole Kelly's big at 6'7", Aaron Judge got, what, 1.5 inches on him?
I think he'd make you look small. I'm not positive on that. I've never seen him in real life, but
I have. He's definitely taller.
Is he? Is he towering?
Frame-wise, a little skinnier, slightly.
2nd and 10, handoff. And that was a big hit put on. That's Groshek going forward. And a man down for Memphis.
Timeout for an injury to a defensive player.
Looks like that's Malik Lowell who's down. We'll check on him. We'll take a quick break.
Smash Life with Set for Life from the National Lottery.
Around as part of this very dominant defensive performance. 3rd and 8, an empty look for Morgan. And Morgan fires, and that pass could have been intercepted. He was looking for Isaiah Henney. Football was hovering for a second and falls incomplete. That was Griffin back there covering. Fourth and 8. And the shutout is looking a bit more possible after that.
Memphis Showboats has been dominant in all phases of the game, really, this game.
Special teams have been amazing. It's a high punt from Mengel. Fair catch called for at the 31. That's Vinny Papali.
47-yard punt. Fair catch is made by Papali at the 31-yard line.
And don't forget, you can vote for the USFL Players of the Week. I've actually been doing this. Every Sunday night, USFL Twitter account, tweet out this poll featuring all the nominees, offensive, defensive, special teams Player of the Week, and winners. They'll be announced every Tuesday. My vote a week ago was for Troy Williams, who was amazing at the quarterback spot for Pittsburgh. And it has been different today. I don't think he's going to get that vote this week. We could have the special teams Player of the Week, though. I do like Derek Dillon.
LSU, you know, I got to go back home. It might be nice to see a LSU product be Derek Dillon in this week's game.
I might have to give him that vote. Ground game here is Juwan Washington, nothing doing. Well, I don't know if you saw Todd Haley, his dance moves after last week's win, but it's going to be something to see what he's got in store after this one.
I've heard about it, and you know what? It's great to see a head coach buy in. After win, whether he can dance, and more times than not, they can't. It's nice to see him shake a little.
It is. Run game here, and Washington, no space. Dale Warren did a nice job defensively when Reuben Foster was out with injury, who made that tackle. But he is fun to talk to, man. He played that for a while there. He was coaching some high school football down in Florida. He felt like it changed a bit of his demeanor and his sideline personality. Obviously a different role. He's a longtime offensive coordinator in the NFL, where I think he felt to be a little harder on his players and tell them they're doing this wrong and doing that wrong. And then he was a head coach, some high school football in Florida, and it softened him up a little bit. I think he started to enjoy this coaching even more. Complete here to Cheyenne O'Grady. And winning will help that as well. They've been doing a lot of that recently. And Caroline is down on the sideline. Let's go to Caroline.
Jeff, this defense has had quite the day. What's worked so well for you guys?
I mean, we're trusting in each other. We're trusting coach. We're just out here making plays, trusting in each other, and trying to get the job done for each other. We appreciate each other, so trying to get it done.
You talked to us this week about the momentum that you guys had coming into today off of 2 straight wins. How was it so effective for you guys to get the third?
I mean, this is our home. We have to protect it. All week we've been talking about taking the field, taking our field, being sure we protect our house. So I'm just glad we were able to do it. Come out here and show Coach what we talked about all week.
Thanks, Jeff. Jack?
Caroline, Jeff, appreciate it. Of course, a Texas Longhorn, McCulloch was. Said he wrote Vince Young's name on his jumpsuit as a kid. He took the Sharpie out, just wrote Vince Young all the way down his leg, and he's got JD booking as well. This was pretty amazing also from our visit with him. It's a luxury concierge company that he is running. All of his friends, right, they were saying they wanted to be able to rent that, be able to rent this, be able to do that. So it sort of started as one thing where he would help set it up for somebody. And then he started renting out, G-Wagons, and you can get yachts, helicopters.
Yeah. It's not the simple stuff. It's whatever you need. One-stop shop. And oh, by the way, catch me on Saturday playing USFL football.
Cam, we should get one of those boats, man. You could afford something like that, man. Come on, what do you think?
I'm from Arizona. We don't have natural bodies of water.
Let's get JD booking on line 1. But how about that? He's running the business. He's running the defense. He's one of the vocal leaders for that group, and it's a pretty cool deal. He's got that gold visor, too. You don't see those gold-tinted visors very often.
It's clean right there.
And we got movement here.
Ball start. Offense, number 68. 5-yard penalty. Second down.
And this was also Mom's birthday weekend.
There we go.
For McCulloch. I'm really curious how he might have gotten hurt in the game. Just chop her to the parking lot.
Hey, it was just Mother's Day this past weekend, so shout out to the moms.
And he said it was a big birthday, but we were told not to reveal the actual age, so we're going to do so out of respect. Morgan complete, Stocky, and Stocky has a first down. Those have been hard to come by.
Way to stay on your feet. Mason Stocky almost got stopped, kept his feet, got the first down. In this 4-minute offense, you got to get back to the line quick. You got to gain some ground.
This is Isaiah Henney getting picked up into the air. So Memphis trying to rattle off 3 in a row here. Rising in those South divisions, and the Breakers, they were unbeaten. The Breakers, though, they have been beaten at this point. And you got Houston, Birmingham. Birmingham hasn't quite been what they were a year ago. Of course, Jamar Smith was hurt, and now a completion. And on the run is one of the best athletes on the Pittsburgh team, and Isaiah Henney, and he takes it inside Showboats territory. It was Troy Warner who finally made the tackle. 2-minute warning incoming, and may have the timeout here first. Timeout is taken by Pittsburgh.
Timeout. Pittsburgh, their first. 30 seconds. Please reset the game clock to 2:09.
You see Isaiah Henney with the outside release, and all it is quick look back. He knows the ball placement, and then he's off to the races. That's what you need to see more of. Get your best players involved in early option. Get them clear. Now we're headed down to the 2-minute mark. How much damage can you do? If it's possible, why not try with Henney?
Henney had that wild play a year ago where he had his wisdom tooth knocked out. Yeah, it was unreal. Had his wisdom tooth knocked out, came right back into the game. You got to pay good money to have something like that done, but it was done for free. Came right back in the game, said I was good. He's a 2-time captain in college. Certainly one of the leaders for Pittsburgh, and trying to just break this shutout, trying to get some points on the board with 2:09 to play. Morgan fires, Henney incomplete, batted away at the line.
That's just too playful at this point. 95 Jordan Williams bats the ball down and then tracks it. Just to join in on the pile. Like, did you see the way he fell on? Hey, big fella. Like, you see him get his hands up, James Morgan, and then he tracks it. After he tracks it, falls on the offensive lineman who fell on the ball.
2-minute warning incoming. James Morgan missed his intended target, and Trey Walker.
In a game like this, when you're on the defense side of the ball, and they say, the winning team is the one that has the most fun. When you're up by 3 scores, you're going to enjoy that. You're clearly in love with the game. You're trying to show how much you love the game. And it's obvious to see on this field right now who's loving the game more.
Who else? Derek Dillon. He's been putting on a show on special teams. And that big catch as well, that longest return it was, the longest return in USFL history, had the big grab in the second half.
What can he do?
What can he do?
4.29 combine coming out of LSU, fast. And he's putting on full display today. What else? With 2 minutes left, I'm trying to see it. Maybe he throws one, and he can pass.
Here's Morgan, Henney, nice completion. Just to see James Morgan find a little of a rhythm. It's Troy Warner who made the tackle. But he actually had a bit of a role, too, talking about Derek Dillon at LSU. I mean, you're trying to get on the field with Jamar Chase, Justin Jefferson.
NFL superstars.
And there was more. Moss. I mean, there was more players on offense. You're trying to just create a role. And he did get some targets. He was absolutely a part of that 2019 offense. But now where he's getting even more opportunities, impressive to see. That's Greg Reeves forcing the pressure there for Memphis.
Oh, yeah. Greg Reeves got back quick, fast, in a hurry. Was able to sort of get James Morgan right in that elbow, right as he's releasing the ball. No way possible you can get that ball off.
It really hasn't mattered who's playing quarterback. They've both been taking some shots back there for Pittsburgh. Fires, incomplete. Throw was high. Sidelines, Trey Walker, and can't get a hand on it. Abrams over there covering. So what's this point in the offseason like for you, man? You got the OTAs, you got the, what's cooking right now?
It's that gray area. This OTAs has started up yet. I believe it starts up this week. When you get on the field activities going on, you know, you got the bubble wrap helmet you about to put on. You're just gearing up, staying in shape, just keeping everything clear, getting retouched up on the defense. It's the least exciting time of the year.
Yeah. Pressure here. Plenty of excitement for Morgan.
Wow.
And down he goes. He took about 6 hits.
I would say that was a kudos to James Morgan not wanting to go down.
Can you split a sack 6 ways?
I would say now you're just fighting for scraps because it's going to be halved up. Now it's who got there first? Oh, everybody? Somebody? I'm going to say possibly Greg Reeves was in there first.
Yeah, Moala.
Followed by Kamara, Moala. Everybody was in it. I'm going to say Greg Reeves.
Yep.
Go for first touch.
4th down.
They're second.
Pittsburgh timeout. And you got a couple of young guys, a couple rookies on the D-line joining you as well, right? Bruzzy, Foskey, what do you think of them?
We got my guy, Braze, and then Isaiah Fauski, your Notre Dame guy.
Thank you.
You know, I'm sort of excited about us finally drafting a D tackle. It took us 6 years to get above the first 3 rounds in a D tack. We're okay with this. You know, if we had gone first, second, and third round with D line, I don't know what I would have done. I would have been overly ecstatic. We were first 2. First round, second round. The D line is going to eat really well this year.
Yeah, rookie dinners.
Rookies have to pick up, you know, lunch on Thursdays for the defense or for defensive line. Planes, you got to pick it up. And now, you know, we just won't go Popeyes. Now we'll probably, you know, go Who's Chris. We know they got pockets for this.
Oh, Foskey, yeah, absolutely. All-time sack leader, Notre Dame. Passing up Justin Tuck.
Right, my guy Justin Tuck texted me about him, was like, hey, this guy's the one. He's real deal.
They've been close his whole career. 4th and 19. And whistles.
Timeout. Memphis, their 3rd and final. 30 seconds.
They want to protect this shutout. Better believe it.
Yeah, when you have that blood in the water, you have to take advantage.
So Memphis defense today, there is that shutout. The rush yards, the pass yards, the turnovers. I mean, they have just controlled everything Pittsburgh has tried to do offensively. And it wasn't always this way for the Memphis defense. You go back first few games, 27+ points they were allowing. It wasn't this same dominant group. Kept working as this throw goes down the middle and it's intercepted again. Troy Warner rises for the pick. How good does a shutout feel for a defense?
Amazing. I mean, you talk about the last shutout was against my now my current quarterback, right? Raiders former quarterback Derek Carr.
Yeah.
The one before that was against Tom Brady. You set your hat down when you get a shutdown. It feels so good. It feels so good. You know, the water tastes better during the game. You know, the Gatorade or the body armor that you're drinking, more better. Is there such a thing as more better, but more better?
I think when you have a shutout, you call it whatever you want.
Absolutely.
Caught up with Carr yet at all?
Yeah, that's my guy.
I can see that.
I wouldn't say I was actively recruiting, but I've been actively recruiting. You know,
like Boogie Roberts.
Come on down, big fella.
You got to find your quarterback. 22-0. The Memphis Showboats. Fans still in attendance. They're not going anywhere. They want to celebrate it with their hometown team. Kelly, 14 of 24, 136. The touchdown to Papali.
Memphis had what, seven turnovers in 2 games? Now 10 turnovers in 3 games? Something you can build off of. 2-3 record, improved to 3-3, but it's a 3-game stretch where you're winning. That's something you can say, hey, this is what we were then, but look at us now. As you can see, the captain's hats who are loving it right now.
Oh, yeah. Go Boats. It's a football town. Make no mistake. Plus, you got the Grizzlies bounce from the playoffs. It's all about the Showboats now. Found a quarterback in Cole Kelly. Defense has been off the charts, 22-0. And this was a team that struggled. Even if you go back to year number 1, they were the Tampa Bay Bandits before they changed to become the Memphis Showboats. But they were not very good in year number 1 either. Struggling to find wins. And so finally Todd Haley's got a group. He's got some belief. He's got a home stadium, home crowd. Got a shutout win over Pittsburgh, who was really a hot team traveling down here. And Caroline is catching up right now with Todd Haley.
Coach, your 3rd straight win, and you did it in dominant fashion. What worked so well for your team today?
I'm sorry, I couldn't hear you.
I said your 3rd straight win, and you did it in dominant fashion. What worked so well for you today?
I'm most happy. I mean, Memphis hadn't had a pro win here in a long time, so to get a win at home for these fans is awesome. Well, we're just getting better. I mean, we still are far from perfect, but obviously the defense, special teams made unbelievable plays throughout the game and made it pretty easy for us in the end.
You mentioned the defense, 3 turnovers for them today. What does that continue to do for your team and your team's morale on the sideline?
Hey, when you're +3 in a game at home, you win 98% of the time. So that is the key to winning in pro football, is winning that turnover battle, and they've been coming in bunches, which is great.
You mentioned those Memphis fans. What has the support of all of the people here meant to you and your team?
It's been awesome. I mean, and even around town, everywhere, it's been great. It's great to have a home stadium and a home fan base. So we know we won a couple on the road. We wanted to get our first one here. It was very important.
Thanks, Coach. Congrats on the win. Jack?
All right, Caroline, 3 straight for Todd Haley. Updated USFL standings, so they get to 500 on the year right now. That South Division, I don't know. You start looking around that South Division. I don't think Birmingham's quite as dominant. New Orleans, they've already shown they can hang. I think Memphis could absolutely be a playoff contender, and Pittsburgh on the other side, who had just tied themselves up atop that North Division. All those wins were laced, all those teams laced right there at 2 wins. They now fall to 2-4, and it was a very tough outing traveling down to Memphis. And Caroline is with the quarterback of the Showboats, Cole Kelly.
Cole, 3 straight wins. How did your offense get it done and get into a rhythm today?
Good question, but how about our defense, man? Our defense is playing great. Our offense, we're doing just a good enough job. It wasn't pretty all the way around, but we're playing good complementary football. No turnovers, you love to see it. And, man, again, our defense is playing great.
Yeah, what was going through your mind when you saw the defense with those turnovers?
Well, hey, I'm used to it now. It's such a luxury to have as quarterback, like I said, offensively, some things, we got to get better at. But we're just real happy to have 3 in a row. Our defense is playing great, and we're complimenting them, and that's what football is.
I saw you talking to Derek Dillon for a while at the end of the game. What did you say to him?
Man, he's a great player, football throughout a season can be a roller coaster of emotions, ups and downs, but he goes to work every day. He brings the energy, man. He's a really great leader for us, and he makes big plays like that. We needed that. A little guy like that to go up and be aggressive and make a big boy play like that was freaking awesome.
Todd Haley told us this week there's nothing like a locker room after a big win. What do you think it's going to be like in there today?
It's going to be a good one. It's our first win at home, and man, Memphis is a great city, so it should be a fun night tonight.
You mentioned the city. There's so many fans here in attendance today. What has that support meant to all of you?
Man, it means everything. Like I said, we haven't won at home until today, and for them to keep coming out, man, that means everything to us. And we got 3 in a row now. They got something to be excited about, and we're going to keep trying to make this thing keep rolling.
Thanks for your time, Cole.
Thank y'all. God bless.
All right, Cole Kelly, you got to like that guy. Had his girlfriend coming to the game today, too. He said, if we win, we get the win, I'm buying her a funnel cake. Got the carnival in the parking lot. Don't have to go very far. How about that defense, Cam Jordan? Getting the
Showing
job
off
done.
and showing out. Showboats. Quentin Meeks, interception. Kyrie Woods, interception. I mean, Troy Warner finished the game off, interception. The tail of the tape shows turnovers win games. Showboats defense had 3 of them, and not to mention the sacks, the constant pressure on Troy Williams, and then to James Morgan. This was a turning point. Their defensive line showed up, shut down a running game that we thought we would catch so much more from Madre London and Garrett Groshek. At every turn, they affected the game. Then you talk about special teams, that 109-yard, should have been 110-yard return. I won't let that die. You know, what Derek Dillon had been, the big catch, the electric plays that he gave today, that was a tail tape.
And I even saw Vince Papali there. Papa Invincible.
Yeah, absolutely.
Taking some pictures, remembering the moment, celebrating this win. Memphis comes back home and they get the dub.
Fred Warner with Baby Warner.
There it is. And a reminder, 4:30 Eastern, NBC and Peacock. It is the Preakness from Baltimore. And don't miss more USFL action next weekend. Houston takes on Memphis next Sunday, 2:30 Eastern time on USA. Got to get you back out here, Cam Jordan. For Cam Jordan, Caroline Pineda, our entire crew, Steve Greenberg running the show, Nelly calling the shots. I'm Jack Collinsworth saying so long from Memphis. Let me give a shout out to Jenny as well. She's been fantastic there in the truck. We're out of here, USA.